What are we looking for? Well, we're looking for this. I think this is the holy grail of designers, the unexpected but relevant solution. Unexpected so that people go, wow. Unexpected because people go, Christ, thank God someone's thought about that. Relevant because it meets their needs. I'm going to show you now an unexpected but relevant solution. Many of you will have seen this before. Some of you won't. It's a task that we do perhaps once a week, something you're all familiar with and that you've all done at some time in your lives. And I want you to watch this film and then to ask yourself how you feel. Watch this. So, an unexpected but relevant solution. I bet most of you thought, God, I'd really like to try that. And you can go on YouTube and have a look at that film and figure out how to do it. But you were seized with interest. You thought, that's great, I want to try it. And it's relevant, it's something you have to do every day. So that's the kind of holy grail, I think, of design. And how do we go about having these elusive ideas? Well, we have brainstorming sessions, we call them creative events. And every business of every kind has these kind of idea generation sessions. You have them at college if you're a student working together. What is crucial about this is that those events, those brainstorming sessions are that entire design process in macro. They are building knowledge, having ideas, building belief in the team behind it, and then embodying it. Too many brainstorming sessions do not have this end bit. They try and capture a new product idea in words. And that doesn't concretize the idea in a way that everybody can share a common understanding. And that's what we need to do when we're brainstorming together. So I'm going to show you some products that came through this process, that started with this process. And the first was the conception for this shower. This is actually a digital shower. And just to show you how crude that first sketch was, that was the sketch that was done during the creative event that gave birth to that idea. And I'll explain how it works because it's quite clever. Most showers have a big block of brass or plastic which mixes the water, that has hot and cold in and mixed water out. And that's a design problem because it's a big thing. And the control aspect of that is part of it. And the idea was to separate the controls from the actual part that mixes the water into two parts. And this bit we made technical, computer controlled, temperature control, and this bit just becomes a push button and rotary control to actually operate the shower. Why? Because this can just be stuck on the wall. No need to ruin the decor of the shower to install it. It also means that you can have another button on the outside of the shower so that you can set it running before you get in and let the temperature stabilize. But that's not the point. The point is what happens behind. Because this is a product, of course it's interesting for the end user, push button control, but the key market here was the gatekeeper. Every project has a gatekeeper. In this case it's the plumber or the installer. In many cases, it's the retailer. We have to get past the gatekeeper. The point about this, the objective here, was to cut the time to install the shower. This system halves the time the plumber needs to install it. Why is that interesting? Because he goes to his customers and the customer says, what shower should I buy? And he says, you should buy an Aqualisa. He doesn't tell her that he can put it in half the time but charge the same amount of money. So he's doubling his income. It's an attractive proposition to him. From the design side, it gets interesting because it opens up the design envelope. No longer do you have to package water, but you can actually, all you have to do is package a printed circuit board, which means that you can start to explore the whole paradigm for a shower and what that can actually look like, and therefore create a more contemporary product which isn't condemned to carry and mix water, which can give you a very different looking product and opens up the possibilities for new designs. That all came from a single idea in a creative event. And here's another example from a creative event. We designed this product 7 years before for a French company called Toppling. And after we did this product, we designed their entire range of products. Here are some of them. Before we came back to the beginning and the client said we need to redesign that original product, make it more contemporary, bring it up to date. But instead we said, stop. Let's have a creative event and focus around some key problems. When people sit down to innovate, they make a fundamental mistake. They're looking for a big idea. Usually, it's not a big idea. Usually, it's a lot of small ideas that are brought together in a unique and different way that makes for innovation. So we concentrated on just two things. One, why do I have to fill my iron through a hole the size of a postage stamp? Actually forcing the manufacturer to give you a jug to do it with. Two, why is my iron always toppling off the ironing board? Two very simple problems. And if you look at some of the sketches that came from that event, you'll see in these sketches we're thinking about filling the iron with water through the back. Why? Because there's more space to have a big hole. Really simple. And if you look top left, we have a very big, stable heel, but it's hollowed out so that it's light and doesn't make the product bulky, it's easier to handle and so on. Now, if you look top left, that basic idea seems quite simple. Technically, it was a bitch to realize, because filling through the back of the iron produces huge problems. The engineering team at Toppling said, no way could they do that. But their managing director had looked at the model and said, if we can do this, we will win. And he drove the technical team against their judgment to find solutions. What happened? They got 10 patents for that. And those 10 patents in solving each of those technical problems keeps the competition out. But if we sat down and asked the technical people to come up with an idea, their brain, remember, we see things not as they are but as we are, their brain would have said, we don't even go there, it's impossible. And the result, which was launched in January 2005, and it took 6 months longer than normal to develop this iron, has big orifice on the back for easy filling and this giant heel for stability. It was launched in January 2005 into a market that had declined by 5% and 6% over the previous 2 years. Within 1 year of sales, this product had lifted their market share in 3 key European territories by between 11 and 13%. And because this is a product which wears its capability on its sleeve, most companies like this can't afford to advertise on TV. This product has to sell from the shelf. You have to be able to see its advantage. It's designed to show its innovation so that people can understand it straight away.